There, it's Bernie Miller here with you today with another scrapbooking process video, and today I will be creating this layout. It's a collection called Hazlewood, and it's by One Canoe 2, which has been manufactured by American Crafts. It's a new collection that's come out not too long ago, and it is stunning. It has lots of florals and butterflies and deep blues and reds and oranges, and I fell in love immediately when I saw it floating around on the internet everywhere. So as soon as it landed in Australia, I grabbed myself as much of the collection as I could, especially this beautiful paper that I am fussy cutting at the moment. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but I had to buy it just for this, just to fussy cut out those gorgeous, gorgeous flowers. They look like water lilies, perhaps. I'm not too sure. Um, but in any case, they're beautiful. So yeah, I've ended up fussy cutting, sorry, blah, fussy cutting a heap of those out, and that's what I'm actually going to base my layout around, and a few of these butterflies just as accents as well. I did have those four butterflies there from a previous layout that I have created, and just thought I would fussy cut out a couple more to go with it. So I've already managed to create quite a few layouts just using this collection. I think I've created four full layouts and a traveler's notebook insert, and I'm about to kill the actual collection, or kill the kit as they call it, and create a project life spread as well. And then yeah, and then I'll be truly happy. I love it when I can do that, when I can buy a collection and pretty much just use it over and over and over again, and I'm just totally not sick of it. So I did prep my page there earlier with some clear gesso because I knew I wanted to add some watercolors into the background there. And I'm just using the old packaging technique, and I'm trying to pull out the red and the orange that's in the middle of that flower. And that's why I keep pulling in that flower there over the top, just to make sure that it's the right color. And this red is certainly the right color for this layout. So I'm just layering it around the page where I know most of the flowers are going to go on top, just to help the white of the flower actually pop out, you know. Um, yeah, and I was going to finish there, but then I decided that it needed a little bit more of a color. And so I'm going to come back here with my watercolor set again and pull out now the yellow and like a tanny kind of color, and just add pops of color with my paintbrush here and there. I do miss doing that technique. I used to do that all the time. I never used to do the packaging technique. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm actually really liking how it's looking, and I should probably do that a little bit more. So might have to set that challenge for myself to have a go and play with my watercolors, because it does make me happy. I love scrapbooking with my watercolors. I've been doing it for a long time, and yeah. So anyway, so what I did there before, you could see with the polka dot paper, is I cut out the middle of it because I didn't want to waste that beautiful paper, because I only got one sheet of that polka dot paper. So I cut it out, and I will mount the white cardstock onto that a bit further on in the video here. And I'm just trying to figure out at the moment the composition of the flowers. And I know that I want to go from right to left, especially, and then I want to, well, yeah, from right to left. And then I want to keep in mind that I'm going to add my big title either down to the bottom right hand side or the top left, or a bit of the both. But in the end, I do decide to keep my big title down in the bottom right hand corner. And I'm just going through at the moment and just adding some foam adhesive just to pop up that photo. And before there, you could see that I was adding some foam squares that I cut out from a sheet of foam paper that I just grabbed from my local Spotlight store here in Australia. And it's a non-adhesive backing one. I'm still on the search for one of those. I'm not sure where I can find it. I might have to go to one of my cheap shops or something. But this is working well for me anyway. I'm just using some wet adhesive, and it still gives me time, I've noticed, to play with it a little bit if I need to move it there. So yeah, so I'm just popping it all up and then starting to adhere it all down. I'm telling you now, if you have seen this collection, you need it. It's not a want, it's a need and a want. It is just stunning. And I've managed to, like I said before, I managed to create quite a few layouts using just this collection. Oh, I'll just mention that beautiful Love Heart doily I received from um, my Sugar Maple Paperco kit. And there was a lovely note on there written by my gorgeous friend Sarah, and I wanted to keep it, but then as soon as I saw the doily heart, I knew I had to use it. So that's why there was a bit of writing on there. So Sarah, if you're watching this, I do apologize, but I love that note and I love that doily. So at least now I've got it somewhere scrapbooked forever and ever. So I just popped off the side there and I sewed around the edges of that layout because I just can't seem to not sew around the edges. If I don't do it anymore, just my layout doesn't seem complete anymore. So I've sewed around and I'm going to adhere it down and then ruffle up the edges just a little bit there, just to add a bit of texture. And I can tell you now, I'm so glad that this video is staying in focus. If you've watched any of my previous ones, I've had a nightmare trying to figure out all this technical stuff of trying to keep it focused and then working on my voice to try and make it louder. It's a lot of effort, a lot of work doing these YouTube videos. They're not as easy as they seem. So I'm super happy that this one's actually turned out. So I just hope that the voice is nice and loud and clear for all of you to hear me. What am I doing? Oh, just sticking them all down. Just figuring out where they're going to go. And I'm just looking at the layout as it is now, and that photo that's a bit crooked is irking me a little bit. I do think in the end, I'm just having a look now. Yeah, I do. In the end, you'll see in the photos, I've actually picked up the photo and made it straight because I just couldn't cope with it being on a bit of an angle like that. It was just making me feel that sorry, that the layout was just a little bit off. So that's why I said I liked that foam with the wet adhesive before, because I was still, even though I'd had the wet adhesive on there, it must take some time to adhere because I was still able to pull it off and move it around there without without damaging anything or warping the photo or anything. So yeah, that worked out well. So I'm just playing with this title. I've pulled off three different accents from that chipboard piece that actually comes with this collection. So I've got the Be Kind, Love, and the ampersand and I thought I'd mush the three together to create one title. So it's going to be Kind and Love. And then you don't actually see it in this video, but you will see it in the close-ups at the end. I do add my journaling underneath. And yeah, that's probably about the only real difference. Oh, and some washi tape I add under the photo as well. Now, I was super excited. I got this awesome new fine line bottle. Luckily, I got two in my package because I've accidentally put the wrong glue into that fine line bottle applicator. I've actually put my beloved Helmer 450 adhesive, and if you know that adhesive, you know that that is the mother of all mother adhesives, and it has totally clogged up my glue. So I'm going to pursue and try and use it anyways because it's a great glue. Anywho's, I'm coming to the end of the video now. I'm just adding in some Kindy Glitz into the middle of those flowers just to add a bit of sparkle and interest. And I'm going to call it done there. So off camera, I'll move that photo and add in my journaling. And then you'll be able to see in the close-ups here they are, of my finished layout. And there is some of my journaling. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you around in my next process video. Have a great day. Bye.